What's going on, everybody? This is PhDarien, the guy with no PhD. Depends on who you ask. I got a PhD. Right now, you're probably clicking on the same thing a lot of people are talking about right now, and that is Dave Chappelle, as he just got attacked, like, what is it, last night on stage during the Hollywood Bowl arena doing a comedy venue. Netflix is a joke, something to that effect. And he was attacked on stage by a clown named Isaiah Thomas, or Isaiah Lee, I believe, or something like that. We'll get into this video and see what it is, but can you believe that? Can you believe that you are supposed to be the one to attack somebody and you end up in the hospital? Either way, let's get into this right here. So, Dave Chappelle, comedian's attacker, had replica gun and knife, police say. From other reports I read, it said that there was a knife in a replica handgun, or there was a knife inside of a handgun, and to my knowledge, the best thing I could come up with is this. So I don't know if this is what this fool was walking around or running with. This looks pretty damn ridiculous, but from what I read, that also was pretty damn ridiculous. I have a real handgun, a real knife, and the blade is inside the handgun somehow. So this is what I came up with. Like I said, I'm pretty sure it looked nothing like this. But yeah, for somebody who's really big into firearms, considering my channel has grown more from that than anything else, I cannot believe that people are utilizing fake guns even. If that dude had been shot by the police, and rightfully so, they would have rushed to the liberal media and said he was unarmed, because technically he would have not had any armament on him. But he would have still been utilizing deadly weapon replicas. Police don't have time to wait for somebody to get shot or to get stabbed for them to finally respond. It is a preemptive strike against somebody that you have every all knowledge that their intent is to do bodily harm to somebody. Now, we also saw that Chris Rock got slapped by Will Smith during the Oscars a couple months ago. Like what, 6-7 weeks ago, something like that. And that was the craze online for the longest time. And then they did mention people are going to be copycats from crap like this. We didn't know who or what. This is another one of those. Chris Rock just so happened to be there. And after the guy got his ass whooped and taken off, he said, "Is that Will Smith?" And of course that made the crowd crack up some more. And that makes Will Smith look even stupider now. Even though he didn't do this, he kind of started going up on stage because you don't like what somebody said that may be offensive to you. So let's go ahead and read this. So it says, a man has been arrested on suspicion of assault with a deadly weapon after an on-stage attack on U.S. comedian Dave Chappelle. The suspect pointed a replica handgun that contained a knife blade at Chappelle, a spokeswoman for the Los Angeles Police Department said. Once again, how do you have a firearm and a knife blade, and you, boom, you combine the two, and you have whatever this joker had? Chappelle was unarmed, but the suspect has been taken to a local hospital for medical treatment. Once again, that's like getting fired on your day off. How do you get your ass whooped on a fight you started? The incident took place while Chappelle was performing at the Hollywood Bowl, as I stated. Clips shared on social media showed someone charging into the star during his set at the Netflix Is a Joke festival on Tuesday. So that video is out there online. I'll play it. And I'm going to see if there's anything else that's important specifically. Let me go ahead and do that first. A famous comedian was performing at the Hollywood Bowl, and when he finished his act, a male jumped on stage and tackled the celebrity. The suspect produced a replica handgun and pointed the item at the victim being Chappelle. He was taken into custody and was arrested for assault with a deadly weapon. LAPD identified the suspect, 23-year-old Isaiah Lee, who was being held on bond for $30,000. Last year, Chappelle faced criticism and protests when Netflix special was accused of being transphobic. Everybody is wearing their emotions on their shoulders. You can't shake a stick without pissing somebody off today. People are offended by everything. Oh, well, the water's blue over there and there's a butterfly on my flower. Like, who cares? Seriously, people need to get some tougher skin. After returning on stage on Tuesday, the 48-year-old appeared to make light of the controversy, suggesting to the audience that the attacker was a trans man. According to ABC journalist Stephanie Wash, fellow comic Chris Rock, who was slapped on stage by Will Smith at the Oscars in March, then came on stage with Chappelle. So that's the tweet right now from Stephanie Wash. Dave Chappelle was rushed and attacked on stage by a man at the Hollywood Bowl. Chappelle tussled with the man, who ran behind the screen on stage and was surrounded by security. Chris Rock, who performed earlier, came on stage with him and joked, "Was that Will Smith?"
What?
Damn, that's probably going to be one of those "what would Jesus do" type things, is WTWS, was that Will Smith? Anytime you see somebody get smacked and whether they walk off or get jumped by 10 security guards, you're going to be like, man, was that Will Smith? Okay, that one's clear. That one's not clear. Weird. You can read that one. All right, so this girl, Sharon Carpenter, I don't know who she is. Probably shouldn't. She told PA News Agency an attacker lunged at the comedian as he headlined the event, sending him flying in the air. Now, I saw a little clip of it. I don't think he was flying through the air, but I didn't see the whole thing. There are always going to be different angles and stuff like this, witnesses. She said it looked like someone was dashing across the stage from the side. He fell backwards onto his back with his arms and legs up in the air. He was obviously in shock. We were all in shock. I'd be in shock too if I was on stage. Now, Chris Rock, although he joked about it and said, was it Will Smith? Will Smith walked up to Chris Rock in slow motion and slapped the shit out of him. Now, Dave Chappelle was like tackled, right? This guy was quick. Reaction time is a lot different. I mean, Chris Rock saw his attacker coming, like, and still got slapped. So there's a big difference between those two. I thought for a moment, okay, is this a prank? So this is Chappelle, I'm assuming, because they had some Will Smith jokes. Dave was making some jokes. It was fair game, right? All that stuff. Yep. In one video, Chappelle could be seen thanking his famous friend for helping out, saying, whenever you're in trouble, Jamie Foxx will show up in a sheriff's hat. I did see that. Chappelle also joked, I've been doing this 35 years. I just stomped a blank person backstage. I've always wanted to do that. So I don't know. Did Chappelle get the Tupac at the MGM Grand on? You know, when everybody in Death Row hit up Orlando Anderson? Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and park right there. Then we can go ahead and just watch the actual video and kind of see what that thing looks like right here. So this is going to be CBS specifically talking about it.
When a man got on stage and tackled him. Chappelle is okay, but the attack on him came less than 6 weeks after Will Smith slapped Chris Rock during the Oscars. Our national correspondent, Jerika Duncan, has the story.
History.
This video captures the moment a spectator rushed the stage and tackled comedian Dave Chappelle. He was performing at the Netflix as a Joke live comedy festival in Hollywood. The encounter took place right as Chappelle was wrapping up his set. He appeared to be uninjured, and security quickly apprehended his attacker.
So there's Chappelle running off right there, and rightfully so, right? You do have protocol. If something was to happen, you don't want to sit there and figure out like, oh, I wonder what's going on. You don't have time to wonder. You just need to leave, especially when you are a high-profile target like Dave Chappelle. So either way, this is still, like, this is sad that this is happening, but like I've mentioned before, I'm glad they had cameras. Now, apparently they weren't supposed to have cameras. Most comedy venues and stuff like that, they don't want you to have cell phones and audio recording devices because you can just pretty much rip them off of how they make money. And instead of buying a ticket, you can just say, yeah, I saw the entire show because someone else recorded it. So that's not good. But when it comes to not bringing a real firearm and a real knife to protect yourself from idiots like this guy, which is probably why and how he had replicas and not real ones. He probably got through security and said, oh, hey, I work and I clean toilets and for some reason I need this handgun that's fake. So yes, they shouldn't have had their cell phones, but I'm glad they had their cell phones, because if something was to happen and people said, oh man, there was no way to record what happened, and then this footage, I wouldn't say leaks, but comes out, you would say, okay, this is what you guys said, but this is what actually happened. Now, of course, this is all the court of public opinion. We all have our opinion on what happened to Dave Chappelle. Of course, they joked about the person being a trans man and things like that. It does piss me off too, because this is no different than like a Starbucks sign that says no guns. It's like, okay, that's not going to stop me from bringing my gun, because if I want a double espresso and somebody comes in there on some ish, I'm walking out with that double espresso and maybe a few less rounds in the chamber and my magazine. But either way, that's that. I'm not going to play the whole thing. It really doesn't matter too much about it. There are definitely some clips and some one-liners you could see, like when Chris Rock comes up and says, "Hey, was that Will Smith?" And then, you know, Dave Chappelle talks about Jamie Foxx, talking about your friend will show up with a sheriff's hat on when things go wrong or something like that. All that's funny. And comics get paid to make comedy, right? If you can't laugh about a situation, you will definitely cry. And that is true. And everyone is fair game when it comes to comedy. You can't say, well, he made fun of transphobic people. Like, you guys are some of the biggest goofballs on the planet when it comes to your feelings being hurt over every little thing. I get made fun of a lot, and that doesn't make it like wrong, right? I'm indifferent to it. I could care less, right? I get made fun of for being black. I get made fun of for being male. I get made fun of for being American. I get made fun of for being conservative, for being a gun owner, for being in the military, for having a big old, well, I'm not gonna go there. But you never know what people are gonna make fun of you for. And who cares? It was a joke. And guess what? It was funny. It was absolutely hilarious. And this is not only gonna tell people it's okay to attack people on stage when you get your feelings hurt, but this is gonna tell people on stage to be ready to freaking throw that two-piece at somebody, since Chris Rock clearly didn't see it coming.
Nope.
Neither did Dave Chappelle, but he, you know what I mean? So the next comedy venue, someone's gonna be standing on stage with a condition 1 weapon waiting for somebody to come rush them. At least that's what I would be doing. Oh well, let me know what you guys think of that video. Like, what do you guys think about the whole replica handgun knife combo? Do you guys think it hurts the Second Amendment, or is it just an idiot with a dummy knife and dummy handgun? Either way, leave it down in the comment section below. This is PhDarien, and I'm out. Peace.